Hello everybody, and welcome to Sports Source, your number one source of sports, and today we're talking about NHL players that I think could break out next season. And I've got a list of 10 players here that I think could break out. I have another list made, so if you guys want to see another video similar to this, then let me know down in the comment section below. But before we do that, smash that like button and subscribe for more NHL news and discussions. Without further ado, let's begin with our first player. Now, the first player I think that can break out next season is Ondrej, who is a 23-year-old winger for the Anaheim Ducks. Now, he only played 30 games last year due to injury, but he is a very underrated player. He's quick, he can score goals, and, he's just fast. There's lots of players in Anaheim's offense next year that are going to fight for that spot and fight for offense and fight for points. You got Maxime Comtois, you got Max Jones, you got Sam Steele, Troy Terry, Isaac Lundstrom, all those young guys competing for those point totals. But I think that Ondrej, I had him breaking out last year. I predicted he was going to break out, but he was injured. He got 30 points or 20 points in 30 games, and I project him to get 30 goals, 30 assists for a nice 60 points. Now, obviously, these projections might not happen, but I predict him getting 30 goals, 30 assists, and 60 points if he plays a whole 82-game schedule. Next player I have on the list is Charlie McAvoy, a defenseman who is 21 for the Boston Bruins. Now, you could argue he already has broken out and that we already know about Charlie McAvoy, but the thing is, I don't think he's done growing whatsoever. I think there's lots of room for improvement for him. I think he's going to show that next season. Now, he wasn't healthy. He only played 54 games, but he was good, very good, in the Boston Bruins playoff run. Now, he kind of had a sophomore slump season last year, and I believe that he could bounce back, and he's going to get a lot of opportunities. Obviously, Krug is still there, but I think that that's a very good pairing if they pair them up. I think he will bounce back and get a lot of points. He's going to get lots of opportunities, like I said, on the power play, even strength. There's lots of players he can pass up to, and that Boston team is very strong, and they're looking like they could contend for the Stanley Cup next year. Now, I see him getting around 50 points next year. I think he'd be a 50-point defenseman. I don't think that's too out of the question. I think he can even get more, but we'll have to see next season. The next player I have is Kase, a 20-year-old center for the Buffalo Sabres. Now, he had a disappointing year last year. He was a former 8th overall pick, and he did not do good at all, but he's still young. He has great potential that we've seen, and I think we just need to give him a little bit more time. Now, the Sabres will need him and other secondary scoring options to step up if they want to make it anywhere in the regular season, because, they started out very good last year, and then they've fallen off mostly due to the lack of forward depth. So if Kase and crew, the other offensive forward depth can get it done, then I think that, the Sabres will do good. Kase, I have him getting around 17 goals, 28 assists for a good 47 points. Now, I also wouldn't be surprised if he got even more points. I just kind of want to set a little bit lower of a bar. I didn't want to go out right out the gate and say that he could get 50 or 60 points, but I think he is very capable of that. Will it happen next season? We'll have to wait and find out. Now, the next player I have on the list is Ondrej, Svechnikov, who is a 19-year-old winger for the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, he has so much potential. He was drafted 2nd overall, right behind Dahlin. And, the Carolina Hurricanes, they did really good. He got 37 points in 82 games, but he really stepped it up at the end of the season. And he found his rhythm in the second half and the playoffs. He did pretty good. Now, I think that Carolina has such great offense this year. They improved their offense. Their offense was already really good last year. They've just got a young offensive core, and I think that he will have a bigger role next season. I think he could be a first-line forward and just get a bunch of points. Now, this one's more of the obvious one because he was a 2nd overall pick. He's only 19, and he's only going to get better. But, I still think that he can break out severely. I think he can get big numbers next season. Now, I can see him getting 30 goals, 25 assists for 55 points minimum. I would not be surprised if he was a point per game and maybe got to like 60, 70, 80. I would not be surprised whatsoever because that's the skill that Ondrej Svechnikov possesses. Next up, we got Compher, a 24-year-old winger for the Colorado Avalanche. Now, there's lots and lots of players on Colorado that can break out, like Makar and Tyson Jost, but I chose Compher because of how versatile he is and how much promise he has shown. In the second half of the season and the playoffs, he was dynamite. I really liked watching him, and he has that X factor that you see, and if he stays healthy and plays a whole season on the second line, I believe he can break out. I project him to get 20 goals, 30 assists for 50 points. I think that's very reasonable for him. I wouldn't be surprised if he got even higher because that's how talented this kid really is. Next up, I got Roope Hintz, a 22-year-old forward for the Dallas Stars. Now, he showed lots of promise at the end of last year and in the playoffs, and he really impressed me, especially in that St. Louis series. Now, he should be a top 6 forward for the Dallas Stars, and, Dallas improved their team in the offseason, and I think that the Dallas Stars are going to be good. Roope Hintz, I think, will contribute to that. I can see him being a top 6 forward and help them on their power play a lot. He could fit into that Matt Zuccarello, playmaking role. I don't think he'll quite reach that level, but, I project him to get 18 goals, 32 assists for a total of 50 points. I think that's very reasonable for him. I have high expectations for everyone on this list, but Roope Hintz, I think he could reach those expectations next season. Next on my list, I got Jesperi Kotkanemi, a 19-year-old center for the Montreal Canadiens. Now, the Habs shocked the hockey world last year when they took Kotkanemi 3rd overall in the NHL draft, but he had a very good rookie campaign, and I think he could build on top of that. Montreal's forward core is just so talented. There's so many great forwards they could play off of, that could play off of him. I think that the offense just is so lively, and I really like watching that Montreal Canadiens team. He's been working on getting stronger this offseason, and I think he's very capable of breaking out. I project him to get 18 goals, 34 assists for a total of 52 points. Next up is Jesper Bratt, a 20-year-old winger for the New Jersey Devils. Now, he had a great season, but was injured and didn't have much help around him. And the Devils, as we all know, they got the 1st overall pick. They got Jack Hughes. And I think that just those kind of acquisitions, they got Simmons, they got Hughes, they got Subban. I think all these acquisitions can really, help Jesper Bratt because I think he's a very good offensive forward. He's a great playmaker, a great scorer. He's always in the right areas. He's fast. And now that the Devils have really improved their roster, I can see he can break out if he stays healthy. I could project him getting 15 goals, 40 assists for a total of 55 points. I think that's pretty reasonable. He's going to get some power play time. He's going to get some ice time with some of the top elite forwards on this Devils team. And he's going to prove to Taylor Hall why he should re-sign. And I think they're really building something in New Jersey. And I think Jesper Bratt is really contributing to that. Next up, I have Pavel Buchnevich, a 24-year-old forward for the New York Rangers. Now, he has a great mix of speed, size, and skill, and that's what really made me a big fan of him. He was injured last year for a quarter of the year, but the Rangers added lots of great new players. Obviously, Kakko, Panarin, some of the rookies are going to be coming over. There's just a great young forward core there, and Buchnevich, I think he's a very good player that could fit in really well and just be that plug that they need. Now, I think Pavel can feed off of these players nicely. I think they can feed off of him nicely. I think that there's just such a great dynamic there on New York's offense, and I think he could heavily contribute to that. I can see him getting close to 30 goals, but not quite. 27 goals, 23 assists for a total of 50 points. I think that's pretty reasonable for him. I wouldn't be surprised if he got higher, but he might also get lower. But we'll have to see how the New York Rangers play next season and how Pavel Buchnevich contributes to that. Lastly, we have Brady Tkatchuk, a 19-year-old winger for the Ottawa Senators. Now, he had a great rookie year, and he even played good after Stone and all those other guys left. He will be given a way bigger role now that no one else is there. He's literally like the only good forward on that team, and he's, again, be given a bigger role. He's going to be on the power play a lot. He's just going to be given every opportunity to succeed. And I think that he has the skill set to capitalize on the roles that the coach and the management will be giving him. I can see him getting 30 goals, 27 assists for a total of 57 points. I wouldn't even be surprised if he hit that 60-point mark because that's how talented this kid really is. Thank you for watching. What did you think of this video? Let me know down in the comment section below. Also, comment down which players you think are going to break out next season. Am I right about these predictions? Is there anyone I missed? Let me know. Also, subscribe if you're new, support the channel, like the video. It always helps. But that's all for me now. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.